Hi, my name is Joshua, and this is how we can integrate the Payload MCP plugin into the website template and connecting it to Claude Desktop in order for us to be able to create and edit and list all of our posts or whatever other collection you later want with the aid of Claude. Okay, let's jump right in. First, we need to create a new Payload project. npx create Payload app latest. We give it a name. We select the website template. We use MongoDB as it's already running on my system. And we use the standard URL or connection string. Okay, next thing we want to do is to go into the folder and open it into VS Code. Now here we install the Payload plugin for MCP servers. Having the plugin installed, we can now configure the plugin. We go into source, we go to plugins, and in this we're going to import the MCP plugin. We're going to configure it. Now, important that we say here which collections are affected by the MCP plugin. In this case, as we're using the standard template for websites, we want to affect the post collection. So we can, from whatever MCP enabled AI, we can create posts, we can read posts. Yes, so we want to create posts, and here we say that we want to talk, or we want to use the post collection. We enable it, and then important, we add a description. This description tells the AI how to use our post collection. So if we don't give a good description here, then the AI might not even know how to correctly use this collection, and it might do garbage. So one way we can describe it is posts is a public blog. Posts with fields, and then we say which fields it has. Title, which is a string, slug, unique. We have a content, lexical, rich text, published, boolean, and optional author. So we don't actually need to iterate all the types and the names because this is already taken care of by the plugin, but it does make sense to give it a little bit more context about what the fields are about and what we actually want to achieve with them. Now, having done this, we can save everything. Now, there's a small problem we are going to face. The MCP plugin from Payload at this moment installs internally, if we go to the package.json, this plugin, the MCP protocol with the version 1.25. The only problem is that this plugin from Payload currently is incompatible with the newest version from that. So we need to override it and say, hey, use an older version so our plugin works. This is as of 1st of January 2026. So in a few weeks, this might be already fixed, but at this moment, we need to override it. We go to PNPM or package.json and to PNPM, and we put in this overrides model context protocol /SDK 1.24. And this tells PNPM to use the correct version of this package, or at least the version that still works with the Payload plugin. Now we need to delete the node modules, move to trash. We want to delete the PNPM log, move to trash, and we install everything again. Okay, now as it has installed, we want to actually run the server. And we will see that we have not a lot here yet. Now, as it is the standard website template, Payload provides us with a way to seed the database happily. Create a user, and we seed your database. Now, database is seeded. We can visit now the website again. And we see there is stuff here now, and we also see posts. Now, next thing we need to do is to log or go to the backend. And if we install the MCP plugin, we will see this MCP keys. We need to create a new key in order for Claude to later work with MCP. Create a new key. We enable this key. Now we actually see it here. Here, this is our key. We connect this currently to our own user. This is for Claude MCP. And this is connected now to the collection that we already saw in the plugin configuration. And we want this to be able to find, to create, to update. We don't want it to be able to delete blog posts. Save. Okay, we have successfully created the API key. Note this down or copy it later on, because now we need to actually configure Claude to work with our MCP. For this, we go into Claude, we go to settings. In settings, you will find developer, and there we will find the edit config. We go into this, and this is a JSON file that Claude uses to configure his MCP service. We want to open this in VS Code. in this file, we now want to create the actual MPC server configuration for Claude. For this, we go into this MCP object and put the following. We want to define a payload MCP server. This is the name. This will also be showed into or within the configuration or within your AI. Then we want this to use the MCP remote package to build the connection with the remote MCP server. So this URL is now local, but this can also be a remote. We want to pass the headers that this is going to accept, which is JSON application and text event stream. And also we want to pass on our token. Now, if we save this and we restart Claude Code, then we will be able to go into settings, developer, and here we see our payload MCP running. If we go to a new chat, then we can also verify in connectors. Yeah, here is our MCP server. Now, please give me all posts on the server. Let's see what happens. Yes, now this wants to use the find post action defined by the MCP server. I allow always the find action, so it can just retrieve posts. And we actually have these 3 posts on the website. Now, please create a new creative post. Oh, and he wants create posts. He wants to be able to do that. I allow it. He's still generating. Now, after accepting the creation of the post, we can go back into our backend office and see, oh, there is now a 4th post. And you might notice that, oh, it still says 3 posts on this website. This is because this post has not been published yet, because probably don't even want that AI just posts themselves, and we want to control. But here we go. I hope this was interesting to you, and see you the next time.